Hey guys, alright, so today's video, it'll be kind of a mix of some things, but in this video, I'm just gonna quickly go over that, well, first of all, to anyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel and knows about my Twitter account, where I also talk tons about weather on there, I want to thank anyone who has followed me on that, followed me on my Twitter account, because I just reached 300 followers today, and actually I just have gone over 300 followers now, and I just want to thank all of you for helping me getting over that milestone, because it's been a crazy couple of days, over the past couple of days of me trying to get to that 300 milestone mark, 300 followers milestone mark. So just thank you guys so much for that, and just truly it's fantastic. It's honestly amazing. It's really great. And honestly, along those same lines, just to anyone who has really enjoyed what I've put out with my weather content on YouTube, and has subscribed to me and helped me become so much bigger now in the past year of just my first year of doing YouTube. I want to thank you guys so much. We're at 264 subscribers. I'd love if we could get that up to 300 subscribers, potentially by Easter Sunday this Sunday. So, definitely try to help me get to there by this Sunday. Try to help me get to 300 subscribers by this Sunday. It would be fantastic if we could. And then as well, this video I'll just be quickly going over some things relating to this year's hurricane season, in fact, and let's just jump right into that. This is very, very interesting. The World Meteorological Organization has just announced earlier today, with one of their most recent tweets, that the Enzo region has now gone into a neutral phase. It's now exited La Nina territory. It's now back to neutral, and looks like it will stay that way. It will stay neutral for many months, over the next many months, but looks like it will go back to being a La Nina right around the time of peak hurricane season, around September, October. So definitely, that's not a good sign for already looking at towards how active this year's hurricane season may be. And so yeah, that's a big problem there. Now, moving on to this interesting little thing here. This is a website for Colorado State University, and where they put out their hurricane season outlook, so forecast. So this is for 2021 hurricane activity. And you can see it says down here in the bold black line, it says CSU will release its first formal forecast for the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season on Thursday, April 8th. That is next Thursday. I plan to, as well, on that Thursday, next Thursday, to release another YouTube video talking about what their forecast is like, and discussing what they're thinking about this year's hurricane season. So I'm really looking forward to making that video for you guys, and I'm really excited to continue to make some more videos relating to the new hurricane season forecast for this year, moving forward throughout the next couple months or so, before I start to finally release my own hurricane season forecast for this year. I'm planning on doing that towards the end of April, beginning of May, and then I'll continue to update my hurricane season forecast through, I think I'm going to do around August, September, so, and then my final forecast will again be around August, September, and then I'll see how my final forecast does compared to how the season's activity actually is. So that'll be really fun. Really looking forward to tracking the hurricane season again with you guys on here. So again, that's all coming up over the next many months. And again, as well, I'll try to track as many tropical cyclones in the Atlantic this year as I can. Maybe I'll try to, as well, track some of the other tropical cyclones going on around the world as well this throughout the summer and this year. Now, we're going to go to the Wikipedia page for the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. There's some big things on here, actually, that I want to talk about as well. Now, first of all, with the fact that past 6 years straight, consecutively, have featured at least one tropical cyclone forming before the start of the hurricane season. It's still June 1st, but in fact, with this year's World Meteorological Organization meeting, with them meeting with the National Hurricane Center, the National Weather Service, talking about last year's hurricane season and 2019's Atlantic hurricane season, and what names they should retire and everything, They also thought about discussing whether or not to move up the official start of the hurricane season to May 15th. This was like the first really big step that they took to try to talk about and see if they should move the hurricane season's official start date up 2 weeks from where it is still now, June 1st, to May 15th. Now, with that said, sorry about that, geez. With that said, the National Hurricane Center has announced that they will start issuing regular tropical weather outlooks on May 15th, starting with this year's hurricane season. So that's something new and a new change that they've made starting with this year's hurricane season. So that's very interesting and does make me think that pretty soon moving forward that they actually might bump up the season's official start date to May 15th if we continue to see these early season tropical systems forming before June 1st or, in May or even April, So that's very interesting. So, we'll continue to see how that goes. But again, they kept the start date for this year's hurricane season at June 1st. But again, that's something they talked about. It's very, very interesting. Now, TSR, that stands for Tropical Storm Risk, released their first preliminary 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecast back in the beginning of December last year. And they called for 16 named storms, 7 hurricanes, and 3 major hurricanes. And at the moment, they're forecasting an ACE index of around 127 units. Compared to the average, which has now been changed to average between 1991 and 2020. Think about that. Between 1991 and 2020, we've had some of the most above-average hurricane seasons, some of the most active Atlantic hurricane seasons on record. Of course, we had 2005 and 2020, both as the 2 most active Atlantic hurricane seasons on record within that. And of course, we've had just generally between 1995 and 2020, all those years within that range of being above average. So that really helps in bumping up the now average named storms to 14 named storms. Average hurricanes bumped up to 7. Major hurricanes bumped up to 3 compared to the previous average, which was between 1981 and 2010, which was around 12 named storms, around 6 hurricanes, and around 3 major hurricanes. So the major hurricanes thing didn't really change all that much between the 1981 to 2010 average and the 1991 to 2020 average, but still the named storms and hurricanes averages have gone up decently, and especially the named storms have gone up pretty substantially as well. So again, it'll be very interesting next Thursday to see what Colorado State University's first 2021 Atlantic hurricane season forecast is looking like compared to what the average is now for the Atlantic hurricane season. And again, that now that with that bumped up average between 1991 to 2020's Atlantic hurricane season named storms, hurricanes, and major hurricanes statistics, the ACE value has also gone up to between 72 to 111 units. 111 units of ACE was previously considered to be the set bar of what hurricane seasons would be above average or not. So if they got above 111 units in the past, they were considered above average. The previous range of ACE, or a previous ACE average between the 1981 to 2010 average was 106 units. So again, getting above that 106 units, 111 units is considered above average. So again, this is very, very interesting, and definitely last year's hurricane season very much helped with this bump up in the average of Atlantic hurricane season activity. So again, this year will be very, very interesting to monitor and track with all of you on my YouTube channel. I'm very, very excited about that. As well, let me actually go back to Twitter here. Let's go to the World Meteorological Organization, and let me try to find where they tweeted about the names they were retiring from the 2020 and 2019 seasons, and what they were talking about with that. Let me just search it here. At WMO hurricane season. Let me see if I can find this here. Let me see, 2020. I'll search 2020 hurricane season. Here we go. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh, here, perfect. Right here. Here's the tweet that they put out back on March 17th. So, what's today? The 30th, so only about a couple weeks ago or so. They tweeted, that so the WMO, the Hurricane Committee, when they met with doing their Hurricane Committee, Hurricane Conference, Hurricane Season Conference to discuss the 2020 and 2019 Atlantic hurricane seasons, they are retiring Hurricane Dorian, named Dorian from 2019. That was going to be pretty obvious. Laura from 2020, and then Eta and Iota 2020 from the Greek alphabet. That was used last year for only the second time in history. And then below this it says, the Greek alphabet will never be used again as it was distracting and confusing. And in fact, they'll be replacing the Greek alphabet now. They're not going to use it anymore. They're going to replace it with a new auxiliary naming list with a brand new list of 21 names that they can use that will also be able to be retired if any of those names, if we ever do use that list at any point in the future, any of those names will be able to be retired when they review that previous year's hurricane season. So again, very, very interesting there. I very much found that interesting when they announced that a couple weeks ago. I was tweeting about that a ton, and that was truly something very interesting to take note of. So that was also very interesting. Let me just show you real quick the current ENSO outlook as well, as put out by the Climate Prediction Center in NOAA. This was put out March 29, 2021, so this was yesterday, though I believe that the actual graph statistics for when La Nina will change to neutral and everything, I don't think that has changed yet. But let me see. Yeah, no, it hasn't been changed. It's still on March 11th. The new one will be released at around that same point in April, around mid-April, around April 11th, 10th, somewhere around then. But at the current moment, it has switched to neutral now. So, again, next month's outlook will be very interesting to see. But at this moment, they say that definitely neutral will be prevalent all the way through about July, August, September, maybe even August into September especially, and then after about August and September, the potential of La Nina will come back, and La Nina will take over for around that peak time of the hurricane season through the end of the hurricane season. So that'll be very, very interesting, because in a way that's kind of similar to what we saw with last season, where we had the neutral conditions in the ENSO be prevalent for the beginning of the hurricane season through about August, and then La Nina took into effect, and then we saw that extreme amount of activity in September, making September 2020 the most active month for Atlantic tropical cyclones on record, as well as how active that end of the season was, getting into the Greek alphabet and how strong a ton of those Greek letter name storms were. So it's very interesting, but we'll have to see next month with their April outlook for what they think with the neutral and La Nina and El Nino and everything, what will occur with that going through the rest of this year, and especially in terms of what it could do with the hurricane season. So again, that'll be very, very interesting to take note of and talk about with you guys. So again, I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for getting me this far on YouTube at this point, but also please help me get to 300 subscribers by this Sunday, Easter Sunday. So please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like the video down below. I also want to thank anyone who has subscribed to my YouTube channel who is also they've also followed me on Twitter to getting me to above 300 followers on Twitter now. So that was a great milestone to cross. That was huge for me. I have no words for that. It's just fantastic. And definitely want to thank all of you for that as well. Like this video down below and comment down below what you guys are thinking at this point with the hurricane season. What you guys think in terms of this year's hurricane season, what will happen with this year's hurricane season. It's very, very interesting this year, with especially how last year went and now going to this year. So again, definitely comment down below what you guys think about this year's hurricane season. And let's definitely have a lively discussion down there in the comments section. And hopefully you guys really enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.